The global workforce is undergoing a structural reorganization. We are watching a rigid corporate monolith fracture into a fluid, decentralized network. This visualization represents analysis from the Boston Consulting Group. Out of 165 million jobs across 1,500 roles, 55% of all U.S. positions will be reshaped by 2028. Employees in these roles will keep their titles, but they face new expectations for output and AI-augmented workflows. 71 million workers sit at the exposure threshold. In these roles, at least 40% of the daily tasks can be handled by current generative AI. The remaining 57% occupy the protection zone, shielded from immediate displacement. These jobs demand physical presence, hands-on labor, or the type of high-stakes human interaction that software cannot replicate. This reorganization is happening now, creating a widening operational disconnect for enterprise leadership. Simply providing a workforce with access to AI infrastructure does not translate to realized productivity. To find the source of this disconnect, we have to look at the data from the executive suite, provided by Reshaping Research. This dashboard represents the 92.4% of executives who believe they have full visibility into how their firms adopt AI. However, nearly 48% of these executives lack any quantitative data on how their employees actually use the tools. This blind spot hides a reliance on shadow AI. Employees are using unauthorized personal tools to manage high-volume tasks without formal oversight. These rogue workflows lack formal governance, data security, and systemic training. Leaders operating within this mirage miscalculate their operational efficiency and ignore critical enterprise risks. This unmanaged adoption creates a structural risk, the collapse of the traditional corporate career ladder. Look at the risk distribution in this hierarchy. 61% of the roles most likely to be replaced are entry-level or junior positions. Organizations are eliminating the repetitive tasks that traditionally served as a training ground for new hires. The apprenticeship phase is disappearing. Companies now demand day-one fluency. New hires must arrive as capable problem solvers, with no grace period for learning. We see this shift clearly in financial analysis. Automation handles 90% of middle market reporting. Value has shifted entirely to black swan modeling and qualitative strategy. In legal services, junior research tasks have seen a 70% reduction in billable hours. Law firms are pushing junior talent directly into strategic advisory and high-stakes litigation tactics. Without an apprenticeship phase to build experience, organizations face a pipeline collapse unless they change how human talent interfaces with these tools. This pipeline failure stems from a workflow flaw documented in the Microsoft Work Trend Index. In a basic Tier 1 or 2 workflow, a human enters a prompt, AI drafts, and output is delivered. This creates the rework paradox. Employees lose saved time to error correction. Lacking deep context, workers are forced into a reactive editorial role, fixing errors line by line. Treating generative AI as a simple drafting tool traps the workforce in friction loops, actively destroying operational efficiency and ROI. Contrast that broken cycle with the future-proof archetype of the 2026 workforce, the Tier 3 orchestrator. This is where true productivity is unlocked. This Centaur model features a central human coordinating specialized AI agents. The multi-agent system handles 80% of raw execution volume. The human orchestrator provides strategic direction, guiding agents rather than reviewing drafts. Microsoft confirms this captures a 3 to 5x efficiency multiplier, eliminating rework. Corporate training programs must move beyond basic prompt tutorials. Enterprise survival relies on teaching Centaur Champion orchestration, the skill of managing AI systems as delegated agents. BCG and Reshaping Research converge on a warning for executive leadership. This chart plots headcount reduction against overall productivity to map the danger of overcutting, eliminating headcount based on the theoretical output of AI. Productivity initially holds steady, but it plummets once the organization exceeds its remaining human judgment capacity. Crossing this threshold triggers an irrecoverable loss of institutional knowledge that AI cannot replicate. Using AI as a blunt instrument to cut costs hollows out the enterprise and destroys long-term viability. In 2026, survival depends on redesigning roles around human judgment. Successful firms are reassigning talent from routine tasks into high-value human premium roles. These tasks demand complex problem-solving, strategic empathy, and high-stakes decision-making. These roles are shielded within the 57% protection zone we identified earlier. Companies must bridge the orchestration gap before the junior talent pipeline permanently fractures. Competitive advantage belongs to the leaders who elevate their workforce from reactive operators to strategic orchestrators.